What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. But first, I want to say happy holidays to everybody. Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everybody is having a great holiday, and I hope you have a spectacular new year. And I'm quite sure you got your New Year's resolutions in line. So once again, hope everybody's having a great holiday and hope you have a spectacular new year. So today we got a good classic model to show off. But first, before we get into the video, I need you guys to like, comment, subscribe, turn on all your post notifications so whenever I do a video, you be the first ones to see it. So without further ado, let's jump into this video. Now I'm gonna show what I'm working with today. And it is definitely a classic. And I'm quite sure you can see my Ford Explorer in the background. I did a short on that Explorer, and that is about the XLT that I'll be making soon into the Ranch edition, the King Ranch edition, which is the one. I'm not sure if that's the top level for that one. I think the top level might be the ST. I'm not sure. I think the ST might be top level, but I do know King Ranch is one of the premium levels for the Ford Explorer. But I'm almost there. I do have the interior done already. I'm just trying to get the badges on the sides and the back done. I'm still waiting to get the luggage rack finished. So it's almost complete, but not quite there. But we're not here to talk about the Explorer. We're here to talk about this classic right here. The 1993 Dodge Intrepid. And the Dodge Intrepid is one of those forgotten classics. I haven't seen a Dodge Intrepid on the road probably in forever. I don't even know if any are still even on the road today, because I have not seen any. Not this year. I don't think I've seen any last year. I have not seen a Dodge Intrepid on the road in quite some time. I mean, if somebody still has a Dodge Intrepid on the road, kudos to you. I mean, because these were very popular in the early 90s when these first hit the market. Even if you didn't have the top trim level of the Dodge Intrepid, you got the base model. But people loved these Dodge Intrepids. And also, if you remember back when this Intrepid came out, there were two other cars that also had this same body style, but had different, let's say they had different exterior changes, and maybe a couple of interior changes, but for the most part, everything was pretty much kind of like the same. It just had maybe a few interior changes, just a couple, and some exterior changes. And the other two cars that this Intrepid also mirrored was the Eagle Vision, which you see in these pics right here, the Eagle Vision. And the other car that went along with these were the Chrysler Concorde as well, which is shown here in these pictures. So you had three to choose from. It was your choice. Um, the Dodge Intrepid, I did like the Dodge Intrepid, but I also kind of dig the Eagle Vision. I thought the Eagle Vision was a nice car as well. But I think the Eagle Vision didn't last long, where the Intrepid kind of prolonged its life a little bit, because they did come out with another model behind this one, a newer model behind this one, and then they discontinued them after that last model came out. But as far as the Chrysler Concorde, the Concorde also had another model to follow behind that one as well. But the Eagle Vision never actually went past the first coming, when the Dodge Intrepid and the when the Dodge Intrepid and the Chrysler Concorde came out, the Eagle Vision only had maybe one run, but it didn't have a renewed model to come after that. But the Dodge Intrepid and the Chrysler Concorde actually did. They had makeovers. And this time they did not look the same. You know, they didn't have the same body style or anything like that. The Chrysler Concorde took on a different body style, and the Dodge Intrepid took basically, the Intrepid had basically the same body style, but not, but it to me, it seemed like it was a little bit bigger. And it did have a lot of exterior changes to it. So that was the thing about those two. So the Eagle Vision was out by then. But the one thing that all of these three cars did share was the fact that they had something called a cab forward design. Okay. And in case you don't know what a cab forward design is, let me explain. So let's check on a couple of pointers about the cab forward design. So let's go with this first. And it says the Dodge Intrepid is a car that features a cab forward design, which is a styling and engineering concept that creates a larger passenger cabin by moving the wheels to the corners of the vehicle. Okay? Now, obviously, this Dodge Intrepid, as you can see, you could see how it's shaped. But then let's go back and let's look at something else here that also we could also check out here. There's also something else that we could check out as well, because the Dodge Intrepid and the Dodge Intrepid, the Chrysler Concorde, and the Eagle Vision, like they all shared like a lot of things that basically was they basically had a lot of what you call design cues as far as the cab forward, but it also had some other things too. So let's look at this as well. It also says that Cab 4 design is a body style for trucks, buses, and vans that places the driver's cabin above the front axle. It can also refer to the design of a locomotive where the driver's cabin is located further forward than usual. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this illustration here. And as you can see, it shows how the Cab 4 design is. So you get an idea of how it works or how it looks and what they meant. But and you could see they did this on a lot of their Chrysler vehicles past the 92 model year, because it was introduced in 92. The Cab 4 design was pioneered by Chrysler in 92 with the introduction of the Dodge Intrepid, Chrysler Concorde, and Eagle Vision sedans. The design has since become a basis for most of Chrysler's passenger cars. So that means they have been using this Cab 4 design since the introduction in 92, and it's become like a standard for a lot of their passenger cars. But you notice they talk about the Intrepid, the Concorde, and the Vision, which all had the same body style when they first came out in the early 90s, which they all used that Cab 4 design. You understand what I'm saying? So even though Eagle, Chrysler, and Dodge, you remember all of them were part of the same corporation back then. You know, they all were part of the same corporation. So you got to remember, it was Eagle, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep. All of them were part of the same corporation. So you were liable back then to find like parts, all of them sharing basically the same parts. You could look at them and easily tell that they all were sharing the same parts because they were all one company at one point. So you have to realize that a lot of what the Intrepid had, they shared a lot of this stuff with the Vision, with the Concorde, with some components in the Jeep in the early 90s. So this is how they banded together as far as their vehicles go. And then weight distribution, it says the cab is located between the axles, which improves weight distribution. And then let's also look at this. The cargo area. The cargo area is the Cab 4 design allows for a more compact configuration, which can increase the available cargo area. Now, if we look at this Dodge Intrepid here, let's take a look at it. Now, what I like about this Dodge Intrepid is that this was built by a company that you all well know of. And if you checked out one of my Forgotten Classics videos, which presented the Chrysler LHS, that was built by the same diecast company that built this one, which is Brookfield Collectors Guild. And they do a good job at building these classics like this. They did the Chrysler LHS, they did the Concorde, they did a few other cars as well. I would say the Chrysler Cirrus, the Dodge Stratus. They did quite a few vehicles under their brand, but they have a lot others. But these were the more mentioned ones. So the Dodge Intrepid was built by Brookfield Collectors Guild. And the thing I like about them is the fact that, um, unlike a lot of modern brand diecast company brands like Maisto and Jada and Hot Wheels and um let's see Motomax and things like that, they actually have all opening parts. You see, they have all opening parts. And that is what I like about Brookfield Collectors Guild, is that all of their parts are opening parts. Front door, back door, hood, trunk, like everything opens on their cars. And that is what I love about Brookfield Collectors Guild, is that everything opens on their vehicles. Um and it does have uh the up the sports wheels, because this was the upscale trim on this Intrepid. uh I can't tell you which one this was, but this was not the base model Intrepid, because the base model Intrepid that you bought had hubcaps. See, when you bought the upscale Intrepid, it had actual rims, the rims with the gold trim inside. Um, and like they had the green one like this, and then they had this gold one right here, which were very popular colors of the Dodge Intrepid in the upscale trim. It had the special design down at the bottom. Um, Now, the basic models did not come with these wheels. Like I said, it came with hubcaps, but also at the same time, the basic models came with cloth seats, where the Intrepids, the upscale, which is this one, came with leather. It came with leather seats. So this is what I liked about this one. Um, and I think this one was designed really nice. I really like what they did with this Intrepid here. It does have it does have some significant weight to it. It is kind of heavy for a diecast model, which I like, because it shows that they really put a lot of effort into what they did. As you can see on the back, it says 93, because this is the 93 model year Dodge Intrepid. Um, on the bottom, it is very, very small, but you can see it right there where it says 93 Dodge Intrepid. And then under that, you can see where it says Brookfield Collectors Guild. And then you can see the Dodge logo, which was Dodge, Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep. Like I said, all of those companies were together. So when you went out of the dealership and you compared a lot of their cars when they were all together at one point, you could tell that they were all one company, because they shared a lot of parts, especially on the interior. Like, and when I mean parts, I mean like, um, well, as far as the Vision, the Concorde, and the Intrepid, shared a lot of parts as far as engine parts and things like that. And especially the platforms, they all had the same platforms. They were all built on the same platforms. That's why they had the same body styles. Um, and then on the interior, a lot of them used like different parts. It could have been like turn signal stalk, or the up and down buttons for the windows, um and maybe like instrument cluster pieces, buttons that you use in the center console. Like, they used a lot of the same components to make these vehicles. Like I said, a lot of them had slight differences, where the Concorde may have had maybe like a slight wood grain interior, because it was supposed to be like the luxury part of the lineup. So in theirs, inside of their cars, they use more or less like the uh wood grain in, like certain parts of the car. With Dodge Intrepid didn't have that. Dodge Intrepid was more or less like the sporty type, you know. So the Chrysler was more or less the luxury type. And the Eagle Vision, I'm not really sure where that fit in. I'm not sure if the Eagle Vision was probably the bottom of the barrel. Maybe that was bottom tier. As far as these two go, maybe Eagle was bottom tier. Because I think Chrysler and Dodge was a little bit above uh Eagle. I think Eagle may have been bottom tier. Uh, between the three, I think it might have been Eagle being bottom tier, Chrysler being luxury, and then Intrepid being more of with their sport model, or with their higher trim levels. It was more of a sporty looking four door. So um yeah, I think Eagle was probably the bottom of the barrel at best. But I give this Intrepid a 10 out of 10 because I really like what they did to this. Um, I did just the overall design and how it looks. I think this thing has a beautiful design. And like I said, I think what impressed me the most about uh Brookfield Collectors Guild is the fact that everything opens on here. You don't find a lot of car brands that has a lot of opening parts unless you get those real expensive models, like Auto Art, for example. But Auto Art is 1/18 scale, but I'm not talking about anything as far as Auto Art. I mean something in the 1/24 scale uh brand. And they don't have, and Auto Art doesn't sell anything in the 1/24 scale. So they do specifically 1/18. So, um, that's not something I can really use as a comparison because Auto Art doesn't do anything in 1/24. I'm just talking specifically 1/24. And Brookfield Collectors Guild does that. All opening parts, as far as I know, I haven't seen one from Brookfield Collectors Guild yet where they did not have all opening parts. And I think that's the thing that impresses me most about them. uh so this is my 93 Dodge Intrepid. I'm trying to remember where I got this from. I want to say I ordered this from. If I did not get this from Mercari, if I didn't get this off the Mercari website, more than likely I got this from Facebook Marketplace. It was one or the other because that's where I get most of my models from. if I'm not ordering anything from across seas, um, I'm usually on Marketplace or Macari for most of my American cars, per se. Uh, that's where I do a lot of my car shopping for a lot of my diecast models. As far as American shopping, I would do Marketplace or Mercari. I think those two are probably like to me are the best places to find like classics and things like that. Because you're liable to find some people out there who still have them and still holding on to some models that you have not seen in a long time. So this is just one of my classics. Y'all have seen my Chrysler LHS. Um, and that one you could see was a restoration and a modern build because it was so jacked up when I first got it. But this Dodge Intrepid needs nothing at all. I mean, this thing is really nice from the inside out. Like, this Dodge Intrepid did not need anything. It didn't need no parts. It didn't need no pieces. It did not come needing anything. So, it came in a box. So this Intrepid didn't need nothing. So I didn't have to do anything to this car. And I'm happy that I didn't have to. Unfortunately for the LHS, it came busted up the way it did. So I had to do something with that. But this Intrepid, I didn't have to do anything to. So I'm fortunately lucky that it came the way it did and I didn't have to do anything to it. So, you guys just tell me what you think of this 1993 Dodge Intrepid made by Brookfield Collectors Guild. And let me know in the comments below if you own one of these or if you have one of these in your fleet. Just kind of let me know. So that's going to be the end of this video. And like I've been saying in the beginning, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Turn on all your post notifications so that whenever I drop a video, you guys will be the first to see it. And as always, have a good day. Have a happy holiday. Have a spectacular new year because 2025 is mere days away. So let's bring the new year in right. All right. See ya.